Greetings everyone, I'm Jordan from Danger Zone Arcade, and tonight we are going to be doing something very special. We will be settling the greatest debate of our lifetime, which is the best pinball topper ever made. And as you can see, we have an amazing dais in our lineup for competitors for this prestigious award that we're going to be going through. So join us and we're going to walk you through each topper and decide which one is the greatest of all time. All right, the first on our lineup is going to be the latest pin from Spooky Pinball, none other than Evil Dead, voiced by Bruce Campbell himself. So if you take a look at the topper, it features the most, with the exception of the Necronomicon, the most iconic symbolism and character from Evil Dead. That would be the Deadite Cheryl. As you can see, they mimicked her coming out of the cellar, and then throughout this game, you'll actually see her rising and lowering, and then it'll interact with what's going on in the gameplay. She'll be calling out to you, kind of trolling you a little bit. It's a really, really amazing topper. They actually employed a Hollywood special effects artist, Gary J. Tunnicliffe, to actually design this. He's pretty famous for doing a lot of type of horror movie props in the past. So definitely very iconic. This is probably the best topper that Spooky has ever released out of all their pins in their lineup. Traditionally, they've been more stationary, flat plastic with some minor interactive lights or very little moving parts. But this one, they hands down did an outstanding job and went all out. And the theme integration, as you can see, is amazing because, again, you've got the Cheryl Deadite right there in the playfield. You've got the basement down below. You have the lower playfield that represents the basement within the movie. And then all while you're doing that and playing throughout the game, the Cheryl Deadite in the topper is coming up and down, raising and lower, and trolling you and trying to scare you the entire time.
One by one we will take you.
All right, up next we have the infamous Black Knight by Stern Pinball, designed by Steve Ritchie himself. Personally, one of my favorite Steve Ritchie pins. And what's amazing about this topper, again, much like with the Evil Dead one, it is very interactive. The Black Knight is actually trolling you. There's going to be call-outs throughout the game. He will be moving left and right, up and down, even in the track mode, give me gold. He's going to be yelling at you and kind of taunting you and trolling you throughout various game modes as you're playing and trying to ultimately, in the game, to defeat the Black Knight. I would say a notable thing about this particular topper is that when it comes to the topper game, they were first to market. This would be the first pinball topper ever made that featured this amount of actual interactivity. Again, that's what made this one very, very, very famous. This was released in 2017. So again, as far as prior to that, most toppers were very passive, very flat plastic, maybe some moving parts, very little, but none of the real interactivity that we see with the very modern pinball toppers. And so I think this one does get a lot of points for the nostalgia, being first to market, being very innovative of its time, and the price point. Again, back in 2017, this topper originally MSRP'd for $350, which was a steal for what you got. Again, an amazing pinball topper, by far very high ranked amongst pinball fans as being the best topper ever made. So it's got some stiff competition, but this is the reigning champion. All right, up next we have the Labyrinth by Barrels of Fun. This is their debuting pinball when they entered the market space last year. And what an amazing pin it is. Again, you can see right here the theme integration. And again, this is from a boutique pinball company, all right? And for them to debut, not only with an amazing licensed theme such as the Labyrinth, but to really encapsulate the feeling and the nostalgia of Jim Henson from the original Labyrinth movie. So as you can see up here, this topper is amazing. It has, again, the interactivity that we're seeing in this lineup as far as the interactiveness. Pretty soon they may actually start yelling at me, but they will crack jokes at each other. They will troll you. They'll be interacting with each other and with you in different modes as you're playing the game. And now their mouths don't move, so they don't move, but they will light up, and they have call outs for each individual goblin. It's like something you would have exactly seen from the movie itself. Again, completely grabbing that look and feel of Jim Henson from the original Labyrinth. So hands down, amazing. And again, much like, Black Knight gets some of those extra points for being first to market with interactive pinball toppers, I give them a lot of accolades for being a boutique pin and debuting with such an amazing topper. All right, up next we have Pulp Fiction. Now, this was a collaboration pin made by Chicago Gaming Company and Play Mechanics, which would be their first actual licensed pin that they developed in-house. Previously, Chicago Gaming is well known for doing amazing remakes such as Attack from Mars, Medieval Madness, and Monster Bash, but this is their very first, you'd say, solo release. And what they encapsulated was obviously Uma Thurman's character and John Travolta's character in Pulp Fiction. And throughout the game, as the call-outs are happening, you'll actually see anytime a call-out is from Uma Thurman, she will actually face you and light up, as in she's, taunting you and talking to you. And it's the same thing with John Travolta's character. And when you get into one of the dance-off multi-balls, they will actually start interacting, moving back and forth, and dancing on top of the pinball here. And again, like I said, an amazing topper. It's got that, the interactivity that we're all now getting very used to and loving so much. And again, the fact that they integrated it with call-outs, more so than most other pins, and having that interactivity as you're playing the game is really, really impressive. And again, this is something that they made in-house. This was their first release, and to have that type of a topper is extremely impressive, and put them in the competition for the best topper ever. Last, we have Elton John by Jersey Jack Pinball. Now, this is the second Steve Ritchie pin in this competition. This was his debut pin for Jersey Jack Pinball. Now, many features on this topper here. You've got, obviously, there's a disco ball up there that we will show you as once you start playing, the LEDs will light up. There's even lasers that will be projected up onto the ceiling that you'll be able to see. And then during the game, on those LCD screens, you will see live concert footage from various Elton John live performance that he's done based on whatever song you're playing in the game. And another feature that you actually will see, and this is pretty common with Jersey Jack pinballs, is to actually have a camera located at the very bottom there of the back glass. And while you're playing, it will actually take some of the footage of you playing and project you on there as if you are one of the superstars on stage, performing with Elton John himself. And again, unlike all the other toppers here, this one really took advantage of the lighting because it is anticipating you being in an arcade environment, to where you'll actually have a ceiling that you can, again, project those lighting on. So not only will you see the lighting of effects of the topper itself, but if you are in an enclosed environment, you will see a lot of that lighting splash onto the background and to create an entire concert experience. Again, Jersey Jack, they're very famous for the light shows that you would see. Typically, using Guns N' Roses as an example, their limited edition had over 350 RGB lights within the pin itself, and their collector's edition, I know, had over 600 RGB lights. So again, Jersey Jack always goes all out on their pins, and this is actually a collector's edition version of Elton John. An amazing topper, definitely the first of its class for the Jersey Jack pinball lineup.
Game over.
Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed learning more about all these amazing pinball machines and their toppers. But now we want to hear from you, and we want you to vote. Right below, you're going to see a comment with each pinball machine in the competition. Give it a thumbs up of which one you think is the best, and then drop a comment of why you think that is the best pin and why you voted for it. Again, appreciate you. Thank you for having for joining us, and vote below.